Hello, dear students. Welcome back again to the class of science. Let's continue our chapter 8, which is our nervous system. In our previous video, we have seen some information about the nerves, and also we have seen how a message is transferred from the brain to the sense organs and then again to the body part. We have studied about the two types of nerves. The first one is sensory nerves and the other one it is the motor nerves. Now today we are going to learn about the voluntary and the involuntary actions. So let's start doing it. Actions such as walking, standing, reading, and singing are controlled by an individual with the help of nervous system. Such actions are voluntary. You perform a voluntary action when you wish to do so. Functions such as beating of the heart, breathing, digestion of food, and formation of urine are involuntary. An individual does not have any control over the involuntary functions of the body. They are directly controlled by the nervous system. Dear class, so basically our actions has been classified into two categories. The first one is of the voluntary and the other one is the involuntary. Voluntary actions are those which are controlled by us, which we wish we want to do, it depends on that. And the other one is the involuntary functions which we cannot control, like our heartbeat. We cannot control our heartbeat. It will function. Right? We cannot ask it to stop for a moment. Right? So it is an involuntary action. And if I talk about if you want to walk, if you want to stand, or you want to run, it all depends on us. It can be controlled by us. If we want to sit, we can sit. If we want to run, we can run. But in the case of breathing, or digestion of food, or in the formation of urine, we are helpless. We do not have any control over them. If we will eat the food, then digestion of food will occur. We cannot do anything in this case. The next thing is the reflex action. First, let's read about it. At times, the body needs to respond quickly to avoid injury. At such times, the body responds through reflex action. A quick response to a stimulus is called a reflex action. Dear class, when our body reacts to something to avoid any injury, then it is known as the reflex action. It is simply called as the quick response. Like, like if we pour our hand in the hot water, right? What our hand is going to do? Again, it is going to pull the hand. We will within a seconds we will take out our hands from the hot water. Or if our hand goes in very cold water, the same thing it is going to repeat. Our hand will try to pull it within the seconds. Then this type of actions which are very quick. They all are known as the reflex action. Generally, they are done to avoid any harm or any injury to our human body. Like if we do not remove our hand from the hot water, then there will be injury in our hand. Now let's learn something more about the reflex action with the help of examples. Here, what happens when your finger is pickled by a pin? You feel the pain. A sensory nerve in your finger sends the pain and quickly sends a message to the spinal cord. Dear class, for mainly doing the other things, our mind is responsible. But in the case of reflex action, the decision is taken by the spinal cord. Here you can see when our our finger gets pickled with a pen or with any sharp object, then we feel the pain and the sense organ present in our finger. It creates a message and send it to the spinal cord, which is present in the vertebral column. And after getting the message, the spinal cord too reacts quickly. It sends back a message to the arm muscles to move the arm away. Thus, when a finger is pickled, the hand is quickly moved away through the reflex action. In this case, the prickling of a pin or the pen is the stimulus, and moving the hand away is the quick response. Here you can see when our finger is getting hurted, right? It is transferring a message to the spinal cord, and there you can see the sensory nerve. The transfer from the finger, it is transferred to the spinal cord with the help of sensory nerve. Then spinal cord is sending the message to the arm with the help of motor nerve. This we have studied today. Now let's do the did you know portion. It is the message sent by the nervous system can travel from your brain to the tip of your feet nearly 100 times in 1 second. You can imagine the speed 100 times in 1 second. This is the speed of our nervous system to send a message. Means we can send many messages from our brain to the different parts of our body within a fraction of a second. Just like will count the one, and in this time you can send any message to the body. If you want to send any message to your finger, like you want to pull your arm up in the air, it can be done within the second only. Let's see one more example. Here it is. If you accidentally step on a throne, you feel the pain. The nerves in the foot transmit the message to the spinal cord. The spinal cord immediately sends back a message to the foot and quickly move the foot away from the throne. Dear class, when we step on a throne, what we do? Quickly our leg gets put away from there, right? How it is done? Then the procedure is, you can see the picture of the girl. Here the whole passage it is shown. The first one, it is stepping on a throne. As soon as our foot get hurt, the nerves present over there. It transmit the message to the spinal cord that our foot is on the throne. Then what the spinal cord do? It send back a message to the leg to pull the leg from there and keep it at some other places. So here foot is moved away in response to the message from the spinal cord. So dear class, this is how nervous system or the reflex action is done with the help of our nervous system. Some reflex action directly involve the brain, like the blinking of eyes when something move close to the eyes is a reflex action involving the brain. You may have observed this thing whenever some insects come close to our eyes get closed. In this reflex action, our brain is involved, but most of the reflex action is done by the help of the spinal cord, except few like the blinking of eyes. The next is a road accident can easily damage the brain. It is therefore good to wear a helmet when driving a two-wheeler. So here is a life skill given over there. Right? You can tell to your parents to wear the helmet whenever they go on ride, because if there is a small injury in our brain, then it can cause a damage to the brain. And also, brain has many functions. It do the many functions. If our brain will get hurt, then we will not be able to do the activities, perform the various activities of our daily life in a proper way. So dear class, I hope you got it. Now, one homework I want to give you to do the book exercise of this chapter. And this is all for today. Take care. Bye bye.